Well, hello. So right now we're gonna be talking about Battlefield 1 and all of its hypeness. This is live gameplay, so I'm gonna be doing fairly bad in the background. But I'm gonna try and talk about Battlefield 1. I'm gonna be using just a bolt action because Battlefield 1 hype. But all I have to say, it's about time we got a real AAA company making a World War I game. I mean, Verdun is great. And Verdun is a great game, but it's an indie game. And even though it's a great game, and I love playing it, if you don't know what Verdun is, check out my channel. Click there, down below, and just look at the Verdun playlist. I upload Verdun every once in a while. But Verdun is the first real World War I FPS game, and it's great fun if you have a PC that can run it. But now that Battlefield's going into World War I, it's just crazy hype. I can't trying to contain it all because like that. I love history. I love old types of history, especially the weapons used back then. They were so different than anything we use. Well, not really anything we use now, but some of them really were. Like especially if you look at the different types of bolt actions back then. Sorry, I just died there. I don't have any sound, so I can't hear anyone. So playing Battlefield without sound, would not recommend it. You need sound. You need to be able to listen to sound in Battlefield games. But yeah, like I'm so happy that a AAA company finally had I guess the balls to do it. Because a lot of times they usually stay away from World War I because they're like, trench warfare wouldn't be fun. But I really think that they did it because of Verdun. I think that because a lot of AAA companies will do that. They'll look to indie games and look like, we can do that. Or they're doing something pretty unique there. Let's do it much better. Because they'll do that. Like, if you don't believe me, if you know the game Battlefront, not the new one, but the original Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2, made by I think Pandemic Studios, that wasn't their idea. There was actually a mod for an older Battlefield game. I think it was 2142 or one of the old Battlefields that was actually turned it into Star Wars, and they actually copied that mod and made Star Wars Battlefront. The first one. Star Wars Battlefront 1. Not the new one. But yeah, so indie game or AAA companies will do that. They'll look at an idea sometimes. And I also think they did it because this is the 100th anniversary of the Somme this year. If you don't know, the Battle of the Somme was a pretty big battle during World War I. Go look that up. Or I think the Great War, their channel has a they might have a video about it. Yeah, I'm just really happy that we're finally getting a World War I game, and ooh, got him through the smoke there. Alright. Yeah, that's why I'm using a bolt action with iron sights. I do have a silencer on, but yeah, suppressor, silencer, same thing. If you're gonna be nagging about that, the original creator called them silencers. So I guess I am playing hardcore because I don't like the Doritos above everyone's head, and I'm wondering if they're gonna do that because you didn't have all these fancy gadgets, and it looks like they were talking about like all new stuff. Like you were gonna the classes, or Jack Frags was talking about all new stuff. Like you were gonna have new classes, still 4-class system, but they were generally different. And you're also gonna have dedicated tank class and a dedicated dedicated vehicle loadout or classes, whatever he called them, I forget. But yeah, this talk a little bit about stuff. And I was actually looking at signs that they were gonna do it after, like after that one leak on that, I think it was a Swedish or Finnish website. I was looking at Star Wars Battlefront, and if you look at there, I think that it really shows that they were gonna do a World War One game, because if you look at Star Wars Battlefront, I know a lot of people don't really play that anymore, but it's still a fine game. But if you look at the game modes, what are they about? They're about they're about like falling back, taking positions, back and forth game mode, right? Or defending a position against or supremacy, which is defending a position against not increasing, but defending a position, attack and defend. One team defends, one team attacks, which isn't really Rush, but it also in Star Wars Battlefront you already have trench warfare, because the Hoth map. The Hoth map has trenches, and it's a trench that you're holding against the armor and infantry. What does that sound like? World War One. Also, there's gas in Star Wars Battlefront, so it's the gas grenades and the different types of grenades that they tested. They tested that and saw it worked in Battlefront. Also, if you look at the stance, whenever you're shooting a pistol in Battlefront in third person, they shoot it with one hand and the other one be sort of behind them. If you go look at how people shot weapons in World War One, it's very similar to that. So, they would hold one hand in front of them. They didn't shoot with two hands. Or, I don't think the Russians did. The Russians were weird. They were weird people, especially before they were the Soviet Union. Anything else? I'm not sure about the classes, or what, I guess they're gonna, bolt actions are gonna be the rifles, because they had semi-automatic rifles during World War One, and they even had fully automatic rifles, I guess you could consider. The BAR was a fully automatic rifle, more of a light machine gun kind of hybrid weapon. If you also don't know, France had semi-automatics, England had semi-automatics, even though England only used semi-automatics as aircraft weapons. Because aircraft weren't flying around so fast back then, they would often just issue soldiers rifles before they put machine guns in there. So you'd just be up in an airplane shooting at each other with rifles, which it's a pretty unique idea. Also, during the trailer, there was a naval ship, and I'm wondering if they're gonna have ship raiding, like a ship raid game mode in there. Like you battle inside of a ship. Like that would be amazing, because I believe there was ship raiding in World War One. You'd have to correct me on that, but I believe so. And that'd be really, really cool to do. I'm sorry I'm doing really bad in the background footage. Like I said, this is just live gameplay. I have no sound because I'm using my PC headset to record this voice. But is there any other World War One games that I can think of? Oh, Necrovision. There's a game called Necrovision. It's like World War One had like an apocalypse, or like I don't know. It's like the Rapture or something. It's a weird game. I don't really recommend it. I mean, you can. It's not that terrible. Let's see. The Darkest of Days was an old game that had a World War One segment in it. I shot. That's something they need to fix. Is when you think you shot, but the game doesn't say that you shot, and I hope they fix that. Oh, also, one thing I noticed, the pre-order. The pre-order is one of the pre-orders is like the Harlem pack, which, if you don't know, there's the Harlem Hellfighters, which is basically, I think, an all African-American squad during World War One. The Germans called them the Hellfighters. I forget what that is in German language. Sorry. Probably sounds a lot cooler. I mean, Hellfighter already sounds really cool, so. I think there's also a Lawrence of Arabia pack and a Red Baron. So that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, just, I have so much hype for the game. There you go. I'm using the M40, which, not really like an M1903 Springfield, but it's close. I believe this is a Winchester. Or it's either Winchester or Remington, I forget. But yeah, I hope they include all the different fronts of World War I, and maybe some of the other things that were going on during the time, because I really hope they include the Russian front, because in the trailer it looked mainly Western Front and the Middle Eastern Front, with some of the Italian front. But I hope they include the Russian front, because then we get to have the Fedorov Automat. If you don't know what that is, it's kind of the first assault rifle, even before the STG. Another thing that the Russians used was the Winchester 1895, I think. It's the one Winchester it's a Winchester chambered in the Mosin Nagant round, 7.62 by 51. 51? 54. I think it's 54. Oh, crap. Wow, I'm getting confused. I've been looking up too many guns and stuff because of this game. If you want to know the weapons of World War, more of the weapons of World War I, check out CN Arsenal and Forgotten Weapons. I'll put both the links to your channels in the description. Because it's just so much hype around this game, and the fact that it's coming out so soon, I mean really soon, it's just amazing. Especially after that terrible new Call of Duty, Infinite Warfare. And yeah, it's gonna be so bad that that they're selling Call of Duty 4 Remastered with it. Like, in order to get Call of Duty 4 Remastered, you have to buy like I think it's like the $80-some version of Infinite Warfare. It's like, just sell the game separately. Nobody wants Infinite Warfare. Everyone just wants COD 4 Remastered. Which that's another thing I have to hate on about COD. Like, this is what Activision is going to do, and I know it. They're going to, like, if you notice, Call of Duty Black Ops has been on the list to be, if you have Xbox, if Call of Duty Black Ops has been on the list to be backwards compatible since December. I bet you they're gonna try and resell all the old Call of Duties like they are with Call of Duty 4 Remastered. That's why it's not backwards compatible. They're just reselling. They're gonna resell them all. Which, yeah, it's like, yeah. On the vehicles, apparently they're gonna have multiple different types of vehicles. Like in the live stream, they mentioned like light, heavy tanks, armored cars. I think. I don't know if they still have that live stream up, but it was a really informative live stream. Like, I just can't wait for this game. It just looks amazing, and I know I probably should be playing Verdun. I don't know. I didn't know whether to play Verdun and talk about this or Battlefield and talk about this, because Verdun's probably going to be a lot. Well, no, Verdun's not closer in gameplay, because Verdun just focuses on infantry combat during World War I, whereas Battlefield is going to focus a lot more on the vehicles and stuff. It is an alternate history of World War I, so it's slightly altered. I'm guessing this is to go into the 1919 Grand Offensive, which, if you don't know, Germany surrendered in 1918, but if there wasn't the Allies, not the Allies, I forget what they're called, during World War I. Wow, I say, oh, I love World War I, all this stuff, and I forget what they're called, the Entity. Hold on. I have Google. Tab open. World War. Wow. World War. Yes, the Entity, because the Central Powers are Germany, Austria, Hungary, I think Bulgaria. I forget. It was more than just Germany, Austria, and Hungary. It always is. Like, a lot of the smaller Eastern European countries never get credit for being in World War One and World War Two. But yeah, just so psyched for this game. It's just gonna be great. Even if it's not great, it's still a World War One game. You know, it's like even Battlefront's not great, but it's still fun to play because it's a new Star Wars game. You know, it's just the setting that, you know, a lot of people are gonna stay in the game because of the setting. I know I am, even if it doesn't turn out amazing. It's probably gonna be a good game as long as they don't have any problems with the netcode and hackers. Because hackers are a big problem in a lot of games these days, especially in like Counter-Strike Go, or yeah, the Counter-Strike game. And I don't know how they're gonna differentiate weapons in that game, or how they're gonna do weapon customization, because I guess you could put scopes on, but bayonets maybe. I don't know exactly how they're gonna do it, because I guess for the Mauser, some of the Mauser Gewehr 98, that you could put the trench magazine on, which goes from a pretty crazy 5 rounds to 20 rounds, which gives you even more than the Enfield. Someone said in the trailer they saw a soldier armed with a Krag. If you don't know what a Krag is, it's a 3040 Krag US Springfield 1897 Krag. Designed by a guy in Sweden? No, Norway. Oh, god dang it. I just jumped into that guy. Sorry, I'm not really paying attention. I just needed something for background footage. You know, rather than just screenshots or something else. Hey, but we won. So, yeah, just tell me your feelings on this. Tell me what you feel about Call of Duty just going into the trash, basically. I mean, honestly, 4 futuristic games in a row. Let's see. Ghost was futuristic. I mean, they've been futuristic since Black Ops 2, because MW3 wasn't futuristic. No, it was modern, but Black Ops 2 is futuristic, Ghost is futuristic, Advanced Warfare is futuristic, Black Ops 3, which is, like, really, the third Black Ops, is futuristic, this new one's futuristic, and it's like, Activision's, like, getting, like, do we need all these futuristic games? If I wanted to play futuristic, I'd play Crysis or Halo, you know? But yeah, I'm gonna end this here. And bye. Oh wait, no, not bye. I'm gonna say we are getting a lot more, especially if you play PC and Xbox like I do. We are getting a lot more historic shooters because we have Battlefield 1 coming out. We have Days of War. We have Battalion 1944. If you haven't heard of these Days of War, Battalion 1944. They are both World War II shooters. One's Battalion 1944 is based off of Call of Duty 1, 2, and the old Medal of Honor games. Days of War is based off of Day of Defeat, and Day of Defeat Source, I guess. We are also getting Rising Storm 2, Vietnam, right? We are getting... there's another one. War of Rights. If you don't know what War of Rights is, it's a U.S. Civil War game, FPS game, on the Cry engine, and it looks beautiful. Not as good as the Battlefield game, but still beautiful. What else are we getting? I don't know, but